Hello everyone, very good morning and welcome to the OData Masterclass. This masterclass is going to be very helpful in terms of learning the basic concept of OData. So if you don't know about the OData basics, this will be helping you a lot. So basically we are going to cover what is OData, why OData, and I'm going to take one example to create the basic OData service, which can be called from any UI5 or Fury application or any third-party application. So you will be able to understand how you can create a basic OData service. One thing you should know that the basics of ABAP, you should have the core ABAP understanding as well as some understanding of the basic understanding of object-oriented ABAP. So just I want to know from each one of you your number of year of experience. Can you just write here in the chat box the number of year of experience? I want you to write the number of year of experience in your chat box. Very good. Superb. Fine. So this is good. This is good. This is good. Yeah. So just core ABAP, the basics of core ABAP, and then the object-oriented ABAP basic, like you should know the class and methods, right? Because the complete OData, has been written in class-oriented way. And because it's written in the class-oriented way, so its frameworks completely relies on the object-oriented concept. Okay. So when any custom object also is going to get created, then it will be a class related object, and there you have to write the code. So what actually I'm trying to tell that you should have the basic understanding of object oriented ABAP, not like very much in depth, but yes, basic understanding is important, and the core ABAP understanding. Okay. So this is what I wanted to share with you over here. And now let's go ahead. One more thing over here, I would like to know how many of you already have the basic understanding of OData? How many of you are having the basic understanding of OData? Just type me if you have the basic understanding of OData already. Fine, good. Very good. So some people is already having, so maybe for you, it's going to be a kind of revision which will help you in order to crack the OData interview related questions and answer, because I'm going to cover some of the very important interview questions and answer as well. So agenda perfectly over here that you are going to learn something from here. And I will also take you through my OData courses. And in case, like if you are interested, you can also go ahead and enroll into that course. Along with this OData course, I will be giving you some extra bonus courses also because you are attending this session. And if you really want to enroll, you can go ahead and enroll, but that will come at the end of the session. Now let's go and learn, and learn. Fine. So everyone over here is ready. Just type capital R if you are ready to go ahead. Just type capital R. Superb, superb. So coming to the next point over here, what is OData? What is OData? So the OData full form is open data, right? OData full form is open data. This is based upon the REST protocol. This is based upon of which protocol? Just type REST, R-E-S-T in capital over here in the chat box. OData is based upon which protocol? Just type REST, R-E-S-T. So in interview, if your interviewer is asking that OData is based upon which protocol, your answer should be REST protocol. What is this REST protocol? What is REST protocol? And when I'm asking you to type something, please be active and type so that, your concentration, your focus will be here and you will be able to learn more from here. Okay. So what is REST protocol? So REST stands for representational state transfer. Representational state transfer. What is this representational state transfer? We will understand this. But before this, you should know that there are two types of protocol. Generally, there are two types of protocol. What are those? Just type here in the comment box if you already know. One is REST and another is what? Type here SOAP. SOAP stands for what? SOAP stands for what? Simple Object Access Protocol. Simple Object Access Protocol, right? So if you have worked with like, SOA manager and all, right? So that kind of uh, that kind of service which we registered through the SOA manager, right? That is nothing but the SOAP based service. REST, this OData has been developed based upon the REST protocol. That means representational state transfer, right? Now, we are going to learn a little more about this. Sometimes in interview, interviewer will ask to you that what is the difference between this REST and SOAP protocol? Then in that case, what you are going to say? The very first difference, over here. If you know already some differences, just let me know. You can open your chat box, you can open your chat box and you can type over here the properties of REST, and just first type properties of REST. I want to see what you know about REST already. Okay, REST, representational state transfer, like that. REST is a lightweight, right? So you can type lightweight, REST is based upon the HTTP or HTTPS protocol. So you can type HTTP or HTTPS protocol. So whatever you know the property, you can just write it over here. You can also write like it is having the less security, like that. So just keep on writing the properties if you know. Okay. Meanwhile, let me write it over here. The REST is the lightweight protocol. Because it's lightweight, that means it's fast. So if something is lightweight, which is going to be fast. Here, it's fast, it's lightweight, but it is having some security, means default. If you see the architecture of the REST, SOAP is more secured. Okay, REST is by default not that much great secured. However, with the help of HTTPS protocol, it's based upon HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol, and hypertext transfer protocol secured. So with the help of HTTPS, you can make it secure. Okay, that possibility is there, but by default, it's less secured. Okay, so these are some important property. Like, and if you are going to, compare with the envelope or postcard, then you can resonate with the postcard. We are going to see in more detail. We are going to understand each and every detail of this rest and soap. Many a times you will come in the interview that interviewer will ask, like, what's the difference between rest and soap? So you will be able to give the answer properly, right? So see, rest is the lightweight. Here, SOAP is not lightweight. It's a heavy weight protocol. Okay. The architecture in which it is designed, that is bulky. You know, Here it's a very simple architecture. That's the reason it's a lightweight, because it's a heavy weight. Something is weightful. Something is having more weight. What will happen? Will it be fast or it will be slow? Just type here in the comment box. Will it be fast or will it be slow? What do you think? Right? Something is heavy. Is it okay for them to travel fast? No, it will be slow, right? It will be slow. Now it's when we are going and we are going to compare more towards, like, it's a STTP, SMTP, and FTP based protocol. Okay. So here you can write like it's STTP, it's SMTP, and it's FTP. SMTP means simple mail transfer protocol. FT means file transfer protocol. STTP, SMTP, FTP, because it follows all these, you know, file related simple mail transfer, FTP, file transfer protocol. So all these protocols, mainly SMTP and FTP, is very, very secure from the file transfer point of view. So if some data need to be transferred, this protocol has been designed in such a way that the data should transfer securely. you know so inbuilt security in SOAP is much than, means very, very big than the REST protocol. So here it's very much secure. You can tell it's very much secured. It's very much secured, and it's like the lifafa. Just give me a second. Yeah, here, so very much secured we have seen, and it's like envelope. You know, here you can see that it's like postcard, and the SOAP is like envelope. So it's architecture in such a way that it will be having a kind of one envelope, and inside the envelope, that inside the envelope we write some paper and put the piece of the paper inside the envelope. So paper you can compare with the data, right? And envelope, on top of envelope we write the address, right? So inside the envelope you are going to put something. That means that is really going to be secured, right? So that's the meaning of envelope over here. And postcard, like if you write something on the postcard, will it be secure or not secure? Anyone can read your information, right? So postcard is, you can resonate this rest with the postcard. That means less secured. Postcard is lightweight, right? Then envelope, because you have one envelope, inside that you are putting the data, right? So it's going to be more secured, but heavyweight. So these are some important differences you should be able to remember. It's clear. Just type capital C if you can, uh, you know, uh, if you understood this concept. Pranav is asking, what is the REST API? See, OData is one way of implementing the REST API. This OData service, whatever you are going to create, you know, this means if you are going to follow the architecture of OData, if you are going to follow the framework of OData, that will be your REST based service. That means that will become your REST API. But this is not only the way to create the REST based protocol. Okay, there can be a different ways directly, like in ECC system or S4 HANA system. What you can do that you have already some HTTP or HTTPS based REST based classes are there. That class you can use and you can create the REST based API. So this is one way. OData is very easy way to develop the complex application. It's easier, in fact, if you are going to use the OData, and you can see that all these benefits you are getting. So REST API, that means the REST based API. OData is one way of creating the REST based API. There can be several other ways in ECC, in S4 HANA, that you can go and create. Good. Stateful and stateless. So see, this REST is stateless also, stateless. And here it's stateful. You can give this stateful. So the meaning of stateless means, let's suppose this is your server. Okay. This is your server and you have one small server over here. Let's suppose this is your client. Okay. Client means some user, and this is your server. So for example, let's suppose this is your Flipkart server. Okay. You are going to connect with the Flipkart for shopping purpose. And here client is going to send the request. Maybe they have to search some product. So client, has opened the Chrome browser. So Chrome browser here you can understand, like, the client, it depends, so user is using the Chrome browser or Internet Explorer or uh, Microsoft Edge, anything, right? And Flipkart.com they have opened and fire a search query. So what happens that once your queries goes to the Flipkart server, it starts searching and it will give you it will give the response. Now let's suppose this Flipkart server is going to take some time. Okay, some 10 minutes time to search, or maybe half an hour time to search, just assume, because a lot of data is there and whatever the user has given, let's suppose it's taking a lot of time to perform the searching. So once the request goes to the Flipkart server, connection between client and Flipkart server is for that time only when they have to send the request. Means once they have sent the request, it has sent the request, and now it's not tightly integrated, means the connection is now gone. Okay, means connection is there but it's not what to tell, like, it's not strictly connected. Are you are you getting my point, what I'm trying to tell? See, I'll give you one example, then you will be able to understand better. Say, so it has sent the request, but still it is not connected. Tightly it's not connected. Physically though it's connected through the wire and all, but session is not connected. Uh, I got the correct word. The client session and Flipkart server session is not connected. Session is now disconnected. So again, once it will receive the data, it will give back the data to the client. So benefit of that, this is known as the stateless. This is known as the, once it sends the request to this work finished, right? Again, it will get back the response from the Flipkart server to this client once it gets the data. So it will not be it is not tightly coupled. It's not tightly, connected. So that's the meaning of stateless. In stateful, what will happen that until and unless it's going to give back the data, the connection, the session is going to be established between them. So for example, like, that GUI, right? SAP GUI. So let's suppose you have run one program in SAP GUI. You know what is SAP GUI, right? So I'm talking about SAP GUI, and I believe everyone knows about the SAP GUI, right? So I'm talking about this one. Okay. So if you have to run a particular program, let's suppose, right? So what will happen in that case? So here, if you just come and try to run a program, so go to AC38, and here you just give some program name over here. Uh, Maybe this program, I run this one. So I'm just trying to get some program. See here, some program is there and it's quickly giving the data. Now just assume that when we are running this program and huge amount of data it has to display, right? Then in that case, what it will do, it will take a lot of time. And if the time is going to exceed more than the set time of the profile parameter, generally it will be right. In some organization, 10 minutes, some places 30 minutes, depends organization to organization what they have set the profile parameter, and that is done by the basis people. So the session is tightly integrated. So with this GUI, with this SAP GUI software, this is the client basically. And when you are running this program, where it's running at the server. So when the connection is going to send from this SAP GUI to server, SAP application server, somewhere main server is installed. When there it's going, the connection is getting established, the session is getting established. Okay, the session is getting established. So if Flipkart server is, just assume that SAP application server over here, or this is SAP GUI instead of browser, then what will be there, that the session will be established. And after 10 minutes, if the data is not going to get within 10 minutes, then what it will happen, it will go into timeout error, right? It will go into the timeout dump. Have you observed ever? How many of you have observed this particular behavior? Just type me over here, just type me if you have observed that after 10 minutes or 30 minutes your session gets disconnected, you are out of the session. So if you have observed, type me over here, right? Very good. So some people have observed. So this is known as stateful. This is known as stateful. But in browser, it does not matter even 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, also like, if your service is based upon the REST, right? If you are using the REST protocol, like if you are using the OData, you don't have to bother, right? You don't have to bother. It will not be disconnected, right? It will not be disconnected. Your session is going to be connected until and unless it's going to get the response. Okay. So that's the meaning of, stateful and stateless. Is it clear for everyone? Just type capital C if it's clear the meaning of stateless and stateful. And whenever you are telling the rest, you just tell stateless. Whenever you tell the SOAP, you tell the stateful. Okay. Got the point? This is stateful and this is, so I was missing this point. Thank you. Um, if you know any other point, just type it and I will put it over here. But I think these are very much sufficient. Pranav is telling which one will be not disconnected. Stateful will be disconnected. Stateless is not going to get disconnected. Stateless is more stable. Stateless is more stable. That's why REST is so popular. Most of the organization is now moving forward to the REST API. But this is having some another benefit, right? See, from the security point of view, if you are going to get connect for the longer duration, right? What will happen? That is not good. If you got login into some SAP system or some Flipkart server through your account, and if it's not going to get disconnect automatically, right? And if some another people come and they are still able to access your account, good or bad? Tell me. So REST from that point of view, good or bad? If some other people also comes and use the same session, it's good or bad? It's not good, right? It's not good. It's bad, right? So it's not good from security point of view. That's what we are writing it over here. It's a less secure, correct? So a stateless is also not good from the security. However, they are having some workaround. Like if you want to get log out, maybe you can be implementing some sort of services or some another workaround. That is possible with the rest, but the default, by default, it's not possible. So stateless, that means some workaround, some extra thing you will have to forcefully implement in order to get log out after a certain period of time. But here in the stateful, you know, it's default behavior. Like if you are not going to get log out, it will be automatically log out based upon the time set and all, you know. So stateful is good from the security point of view because after a certain time it will be automatically, the session will be automatically going to be destroyed, right? So stateful, this is the stateless. Okay, stateless, that's why it's the lightweight, right? It's stateful means the heavyweight, right? So these are some important things which you should know. So stateful is a stateful will be always connected. The stateless will be connected during the sending the request itself. Okay. So now let's try to understand these differences with the help of some graphics. You will enjoy this, right? You enjoy the graphic, right? So you can see that you will be feeling very nice over here when this parrot you are able to see, right? So this is, can you tell me this is like rest or soap, right? This is like rest. See here, this person like rest. Okay. This is HTTP protocol. This horse is like HTTP protocol. On the top of horse, this mine is going to be, this mine is like data. This is like data. So data is traveling through the HTTP protocol. This is known as REST. So simple, right? So simple architecture. SOAP, here you can see that here block cart you are having. In this block cart, safely one person is there, right? So it's so safe, so secured. Here the security is not that much good, right? It's not so secure. This is secured, right? And here again the HTTP protocol, right? So this is one very good example. With the help of this image also you will be able to remember the differences, right? Now let's go and see another example. See here. Here you can see that this is the postcard, right? In this postcard here on top of this postcard, we are writing something. So not secured, correct? So this is rest or soap. This is rest, right? So just remember this postcard means rest. And here you can see that inside the envelope, if you have to write some, you know, something like which you don't want to let other people read, right? Some sort of love letter or something like that, you would not like to send through the postcard, right? You would like to send through the this envelope. So it is secured basically, right? So hope you are able to, you will be able to remember this. That's the agenda behind uh, showing these particular graphics, right? Good. And now here you can see the technical comparison. SOAP is XML based message protocol, but REST is architectural style. The OData is implemented using this REST based style. SOAP only uses XML type data, but OData supports XML and JSON, right? Post operation needs to fulfill exact contract with the WSTL. These are the technical differences, right? So SOAP actually use the WSTL. Okay. SOAP does not return the human readable format, but OData returns the human. So SOAP actually sends the data into the XML format, you know, but OData sends the data into the JSON and XML, both the format. And JSON is very readable format, you know, lightweight format. So that's the difference. SOAP can use the HTTP, FTP, SMTP. OData only works with the HTTP, right? And one more was there. So performance is not that great as OData has server and client needs to parse all these things, right? So let me write some point over here. Uh, that from the technical point of view, it's REST is, it will be giving you XML as well as JSON, both kind of formatting. It's going to give you. SOAP is always going to return the XML. It's having a contracting document that is known as WSTL. See, these are extra, some technical differences. We are just writing it out. If you can tell to interviewer just 3 or 4 differences, that will be sufficient. Okay. So here it's not the WSDL or something like that. It's the architectural style. It's the framework actually. It's the architecture. Okay. Architectural style. Here there is no contract or something like that. Here you have the contract. Web services definition language. SOAP is completely based upon the WSDL. Once you will create one SOAP, you will be able to understand what is this WSDL and all. So this is the point over here. You got some technical idea about this. And now see here, REST is getting used at 73% places, you know, in let's assume that this is the complete technical world, right? And different types of services are getting used. So this is the SOAP percentage is 18%, wherever very rigorous or secured service is required, then you can go through the SOAP. And SOAP can handle large amount of data also. This is also one benefit, large amount of data because of its architecture. You can see that here in this block card, you can put so many widths, rise, many things you can put, lot of large amount of data you can send. In this envelope, you can put so many piece of papers, right? So many letters you can put in one envelope. But here you have the limited space, right? So what does it mean? The meaning, what actually I'm trying to tell you over here, that REST means by default, SOAP can handle the large amount of data. Means it can send large amount of data securely, large amount of data securely. So it's a default actually. REST also can send large amount of data. It's not like that. It will be, but when it's going to means the performance will degrade. Like this will perform better. Okay, so if you compare, like if you have to choose one service which is very efficient in terms of sending the large amount of data, you should choose the SOAP. SOAP performs better when you have the large amount of data to send from one place to another place. Okay, this is good for a small amount of data. This is good for a small amount of data. It does not mean that it cannot send the large amount of data. It can send, but performance will be degraded. This thing you should know. So see here, SOAP is 18% people, means 18% of the complete world, complete means this technical places, 18% places SOAP is getting used, and REST is getting used at the 73%. Okay, and then the JavaScript based service 6%, and then XML RPC related service 3%. So 73, with the 73%, REST is on top place because of its efficiency, because of its light weightness, because of its easy to use, right? Because of its ease of development, because of its readability. There are so many advantages, right? This OData was established by, this concept was, this OData was established by Microsoft, Microsoft, and OData version 1, OData version 2, and OData version 3 was developed by Microsoft. Then OData version 4 onwards, there is a company called Oasis. You can search on the internet, Oasis Technology, something like that. This start means this uh, taken care this OData. This I think bought this OData from the Microsoft, and now this Oasis is taking care of this OData V4 onwards. So now all the command of this OData, is there with this OSS. So this standard, everything is maintained by the OSS technology. So hope you are able to understand, like, no, the founder of this OData was Microsoft, right? Till V3, everything was taken care by this Microsoft, and then the OSS is now taking care of. Now let's go and create one simple OData service. Okay, so let me share this screen once more time. We'll go to the remote desktop, or maybe what I will do, let me check if the locally this system is there or not. Install this. So SEGW transaction you have to use. Tell me which transaction you are going to use if you have to create the OData service, right? Which transaction you will be using if you have to create the OData service through ABAP, SEGW. Yeah, remember this transaction. In interview, interviewer can ask. Okay, so Z, ABC, something like that, or maybe OData masterclass demo. OData master class demo. So just we are talking about some basics stuff over here. This I will not be able to cover all this because it's a huge topic, but yes, I have a very good course on this. Like if you are, you can go ahead, like if you want to learn in more detail and all. Okay, fine. So you can see that I'm now able to create one project. Okay, and here on this button, actually you'll have to create in order to generate the runtime objects. Okay, now here come, you can see that you have the entity types, you have associations, you have the entity sets, right? Good. So here you have some another options: service implementation, runtime artifacts. Okay, service maintenance, MG1. You can see that the MG1 already people have configured this one. Actually, this is the local system, the same system actually. So you will be able to see this is the embedded system. So let's try to understand. Actually, there are two types of system. One is embedded and another is central hub scenario. So this concept is important to understand. So when we talk about the OData comes into two flavor. OData mean from the SAP point of view, or I'm talking about that you will be able to see that in single system you are having the OData. OData means gateway. The meaning of OData means gateway. Uh, Generally, like however, you know, so if you want to use the OData, you should have the gateway installed in your system, GW underscore FND core. These are the different component. From where you will be able to understand what are the components installed in your system. You can go to the system, click on this status, and then you can click on this product version. And here the component you can see here, SAP GW FNDG install. So SAP GW means see SAP Gateway Foundation, right? This is SAP Gateway Foundation. Okay, this is so for OData, this is important actually in order to register the service and all. So SAP underscore GW FND should be there in your system. Okay, so SAP GW FND is there in some system. That means it is your embedded system. Okay, that means it's your embedded system. That means what you can do, that the same system you can use for the purpose of service creation as well as service registration. Okay, so same system here, like you can create the service, you can register the service. Another system, you know another type of architecture is like uh, central hub. So in that, in the central hub, your OData will be installed on the different server, and another like your ECC, your SRM, your CRM, okay, your SRM, your CRM, all these, you know, will be connected from this OData server. So it's like this. It's like this. It's connected with this. You know. So what's the benefit like in your organization if only one OData server means if you are going to use, see, this is and this is embedded. In embedded, what will happen if it's a if it's a ECC, right, or S4HANA, ECC or S4HANA. In ECC itself, your OData will be there. If you have the SRM, there also you require to have the OData. Embedded means in the same server you have the OData. In the same server you have the OData embedded. So you can see that the problem is that everywhere you have to install the OData, right? In embedded scenario. If you have the CRM server, here also you need to like, uh, embed it. Okay. So this is what actually, okay. Everywhere OData will be required. But in central hub scenario, this is known as a central hub scenario. Central hub. One OData will be there separately on a separate server, and this will be connected through the RFC CC with this SRM, through the RFC with this CRM, or different. You can have the n number of different server. Okay. So benefit of this that it's just you require a single OData server, and with a single OData server, you are connected with a different, uh, server. Okay, you can connect with the different server. This is what you have the benefit. So did you understand the embedded scenario and central hub scenario? If you understood, just type capital U if you understood this concept, what is central hub, what is embedded, and then we will go ahead. Okay, good, very good. Thank you for the confirmation. So now the current system actually, this is the ECC, this is ECC. This system is ECC. How I know? You can go to the system, you can go to the status. This is not S4HANA. This is ECC EHP8. Okay. So you can install product version, core CE. Here you will be able to see somewhere. I think let's go here. See here, SAP basis. This SS, so NetWeaver 7.40 on this SAP ABAP is here, and ECC 6 EHP8. This is what we have. See, ECC 6 EHP8, ECC 6 EHP8. Okay, so this is ECC and EHP8. This is not S4HANA or something like that. Okay, so that's completely fine. This is, you see here, this is ECC EHP8 server. No S4HANA. You will not be able to see S4HANA, right? Fine. Now let's go to the same transaction ACGW, and here my requirement, to get some we will keep very simple. Let's suppose I have to get some material data. Okay, so generally, like when we define the entity type, so we define with this et underscore maybe mara detail or mat info. So entity type, and this is known as the entity set. See here, create related entity set. What is this entity type? So entity type means, say the name itself, it's telling type of entity. Entity type means what? The type of entity. type of entity. What is entity now? If you understand that entity, then you will be able to understand the type of entity also. So only the thing is here entity. See, any real-time object, if you consider like material information, right? Product order information, it will be there on some piece of paper, right? It's existing, right? It will be there. It's not like it's a imaginary something like happiness, sorrow. These are the feelings, right? Something you can represent on some piece of paper, or something which is represented, something having the real-time existence, that is known as entity. Okay. So material is what? Material is your entity. Material exists, right? So now this entity can have different types. One type is material information. So this is what I'm doing. I want to have the material info, right? So this is entity type. So entity type, it can store, like generally you can compare this. However, this comparison is not a correct 100% correct comparison, but just because we are from ABAP background, and like if you want to compare, you can compare with a work area. However, this is not 100% correct comparison, you know. But yes, people sometimes think like that. This is like a work area, you know. It's like a structure, you know. It's like a structure. You can assume like a structure, not like a work area. Okay. So, but yes, this is what the entity type. It is having a single, means it's having the information in form of a structure. You can compare with a structure. Okay. And you can compare with the work area also, because it can contain technically a single record at a time. Okay. So you can compare in that way. So work area like that also. But this entity set can hold a single record and multiple records also. Like if you want to display the single record information, you know, this ET mat info you can use. If you want to display the bigger number of records, large number of records, more than one or more than one, you know, then ET mat info set, this entity set can be used. So this is like your internal table, you know, this is like your internal table. Okay. So this is what actually. So entity set, you can correspond with the internal table, and entity type, you can correspond with the structure. I think something went wrong. Okay. Are you able to see the screen? Yes or no? Just type here. Good. So this is what you have entity set. Now click on this OK button. And here I want to, uh, add some attribute. Okay. So come here, click on this property and click on this plus button. Give the Matner over here, and EDM core type, click on this plus button and simply choose the string. You can see that there are different types of data type. We are mostly we are going to use, this. Let me delete this. Click here and click on this create append row, so that the next will come. Like if you simply click on this plus, it will be like insert, just click on this so that it will be appended. I want another information material type. Key is now not required, and here edm dot string. I have marked Matner as a key field. Here you have seen that, like, create, update, all these things. It is having the different purposes, different meaning. But here, what you can do that at this moment, even if you're going to leave, there is no problem. You can leave it. Click on this and go to this MBRSH. Okay. I'm just going to display the record. So for displaying purpose here, creation, updation, and sortable, all these things is not required, because I'm just going to display these three. fields, or maybe one more, we can take MATKL material group, MATKL material group, and this also EDM.string, right? And now you can click on this save button. And here, what you can do that, select this and click on this runtime object so that object will be generated. Click on this OK button, and then the package local object, just selecting it, and it will do now some beautiful stuff. It will do some very good work. What work it has done? It has created your runtime artifacts automatically, you know, automatically. That's the beauty actually. See here, what? ZCL, Z O data demo underscore DPCC. This is what the project name. So ZCL, it has added prefix because these four classes got created automatically. DPC, DPC extension, MPC, and MPC extension. These are the four classes got automatically created. Fine. Hope you are getting now, right? These are the four classes got automatically created. This is MPC, that means the model provider class. MPC extension, that means model provider extension class. DPC means the data provider class. DPC extension means data provider class extension. Whichever the extension is there, there you can write your custom logic. Extension means extra behavior. So if you want to put the extra behavior, that where you can put in the extension classes, right? How you can put this extra behavior in the extension classes? In the DPC extension class, data provider class. So if you want to manipulate the data, you know, if you want to manipulate the data, like if you want to write the logic to fetch the data, if you want to manipulate the data, like if you want to perform read, insert, you know, modify, update, then you can use the DPC extension. When to use the MPC extension, you can say that the model, at the model layer, you know, at the model label, you want to, model means what? Data model. Model provider is the complete data, complete set of data. So at the model layer, if you want to change some properties, for example, when we have to use what, you know, deep insert, when we have to perform the deep insert kind of stuff, then we use the MPC extension. So this we use very rarely, like, you know, maybe 5% time, and 95% time you are going to use this one. So I will show this DPC extension demo, how you can fetch the data and you can display. It's very, very easy, in fact, right? And you can double click over here. Just we are going to write the code. Okay. So see, this is the runtime artifact. So what are the runtime artifacts got created? Basically, this is the four runtime artifacts: DPC, DPC extension, MPC, MPC extension. So remember, this is from interview point of view, very important. Okay. If you are preparing for interview, DPC, DPC extension, MPC, MPC extension, right? And then another two, one is model. This is your model, MDL, and underscore SRV. This is your technical service name. This is very important. This is the service which you are going to give to the UI5 or Fury developer who is going to use the service, you know. So this is your service basically. Clear? Directly giving this service will not help you, but yes, I will show you. Actually, you'll have to give the URI. Okay. So you'll have to give the URI, and all this information they will be also having, and accordingly the URL will be constructed and they will be using. So we will also understand what is the URI, that means uniform resource indicator, and what is URL, uniform resource locator. So this also we are going to understand, but let me show you quickly. And it's a simple to create any service. You will see that how easy this one, but as soon you will proceed further, like function import, like deep insert, like get expanded entity, you know. So framework expand, uh, you have the two types of expand: DPC expand and framework Like whenever you have like to get the data like header and item kind of data, right? Header as well as item. So there such kind of concept comes with the association, and see here association. Then you'll have to create the association, you'll have to create the navigation. So many different kinds of, you'll have the batch call. Okay. So many different types of concepts are involved over here in this OData. Okay. We are just starting it over here so that you will be having some idea. Okay. Now double click over here and uh, DPC extension. You can see that DPC extension here. See, whichever you are able to see in the blue color, this is known as the abstract method. And if you want, you can redefine this. You can see that. So if you click on this filter, you know, everything will be gone. See, so sometimes if you click on the DPC extension class, you will not be able to see. So what you will have to do, you have to remove this so that you will be able to see those methods. And this method can be redefined. Whatever inside the DPC extension you have, this method you can redefine. Now focus here. You have the create entity, you have delete entity, you have get entity, you have get entity set, you have update entity. So if you want to get a single record, get entity you can use. If you want to get the multiple record, we can use the get entity set. You know? So for getting the single record, get entity, for getting the multiple record, we can use the get entity set. So now let's go and define this one. So how you can define this? It's simple to define. You'll have to put the cursor over here and you will get the one option to redefine. See here, you are getting the redefine option. So click on this. This option is not enabled currently. What you have to do, you have gone to change mode. So go into the change mode and now you can see that this option is now enabled. So click on this cursor and I want to get multiple records. So I'm going to use this method. Click on this button and here, right? Just remove, I don't want this. And now see here, we have to pass the data. See, this is for passing the data, entity set. Okay. So select Matner, mtart, matkl, and it was mbrsh, matkl from Mara into table at the rate data, or maybe directly what you can do that. See, here you can see that type is what, like this. So double click on this in order to understand the type. Click here and say Matner mtart matkl, right? Showing if it should be a string, right? We will check that one. It should be a string. matkl. We'll check that, not an issue. So this is fine, right? So directly we can use that one to get the data, not a problem. So directly we can use this ET entity set, this one. So Control V. And here you can see that the different option like import parameter, IT key tab, IS paging, filter select options, IV source name, IV entity set name. These all are having its own meaning basically. Okay. It is having own purposes. So maybe I'm going to show you some of them, at least one or two. Uh, and like in order to, if you want to explore more deeper inside, you will have to, go through my course. So here we got this Matner, mtart, mbrsh, and matkl from the Mara, and we are going to put it here. Click on the save button, check the syntax, and what it's telling that not compatible, right? So let's go and check that why that Matner it's showing this. So we are coming it over here, Matner EDM dot single I have select. That's the problem actually. It should be a string, right? It should be a string. So now select this, and whenever you change anything, what you have to do, you'll have to regenerate. Just save this one, check the syntax. No, there is no problem, and regenerate once again. That's it. That's it. And now, can you tell me when I'm regenerating, whatever the code I have written in DPC extension, right? Will it be removed or it will be there? If you think that it will be there, just type capital T, right? If you think that it will be there, just type capital T and, very good, Parames, right? It will be there. Other people, what do you think? If you think it will not be there, you are not right. You are wrong. Whatever you write under the DPC extension or MPC extension, it's going to be remain same as it is. DPC extension and MPC extension gets generated only once. On the other hand, DPC and MPC gets refreshed every time. See here, MPC and DPC gets refreshed every time, but DPC extension and MPC extension gets generated very first time only. So whatever code you are going to write inside the DPC extension, it is going to remain same. So see the beauty of object oriented programming, right? It is possible only with the help of object oriented programming. All right, so now let's go to the DPC extension, and once again to the DPC extension, and we are going to check out our code, and this time it will not give you any error. See here, it's coming in black. Right now click on this filter so that we will see only our relevant method. Okay, so because I have not implemented, it's not coming. Let's come here and double click. Now we have now come over here, click on this check, and this time no error, right? This is completely fine because this Mara is having huge amount of data. See here, this Mara is going to have lot of data, 23,733, right? Not lot of data, but yes, 23,000 data why we require, right? Just for demo purpose, up to 10 or 5 rows will be sufficient. So just save this one, check the syntax, activate this and activate this. So you can see that this got activated. Right click here, here also click on this activate, so that now just on the safer side. Now what you will have to do, that you have to register the service. You have written the simple select query in order to fetch the data from the Mara table and get it back through this particular internal table. Now just go back. And once again, let's go back. And this time you have to register the service. So one way how you can register the service is that you can click on this MG1 and click on this register. But sometimes if you are not able to see this MG1 over here, you don't have to worry. You have to do some settings like I will give you the set. I'll be giving you the configuration path. You can go and maintain the system, and what you can do that /o iwfnd /mint underscore service. You can go to this transaction. I think something got wrong. Let's okay, /o/ it should be right. So now I'm giving slash and slash. Okay, click on this enter button, and here you have to click on this add service, and the technical service name will be what I just told you. This will be your technical service name, right? You'll have to copy this. So just copy this one, and you have to search it and click on this get service. And once you click on this get service, you will be able to see it's not coming because I have not selected the system alias. You'll have to select this local because this is the embedded system, right? So local will be defined as your RFC destination locally itself, right? Correct. Embedded system, same system. So local. Click on this get service, and this time you can see that you got it, and you can click on this add selected service. and you can register this service. Click on this OK button and you can see that your service is now registered. Just to verify that whether your service is registered correctly or not, you can come here, click on this filter, give this and click on this OK button and see your service is registered. And here make sure that it should be in green status. Okay, it's here in the green. And now if you want to test it, click on this gateway client, or you will have to use /n/iwfnd/gw underscore client. Okay, this is the transaction you'll have to use, or just click on this gateway client. Fine. And now what we'll have to do that this particular URL, it will send the information about the metadata. Now, what is the metadata? Metadata means the information about the service. Okay. Metadata means information about service. Metadata means data about data. See, metadata. What's the definition of metadata? Data about data. Metadata means what? The information about service. So I want to have the information about this service. So I want to click on this execute button and see this is what the information about this service is coming, right? It is the entity set and all the information about this entity set now you are getting, correct? About the service. This is your service and in this service, what's the entity set? This is the entity set, right? What's the like name of the entity type? This is the entity type. All this information it's giving, right? What's the URL of that service? This is the URL of this service. So this is known as metadata. That means the data about data. So this is the metadata of this service. Okay, so you will get. So now I want to execute my service in order to fetch the data. So for that purpose, you have to construct the URL. Okay. So hope you are able to hear me properly and see me properly, right? Yes, good. So click on this entity set and you can see that et mat info set is coming. Entity set is coming over here. Okay. So whenever you are going to call the service, always you will be calling with the help of entity set. With the help of entity type, it's not possible. Fine. So now, yeah, good question. Good question. Let's go and check out that. So metadata actually, this was not complete metadata. In fact, in order to get the complete metadata, you have to uh, use that option. Okay, so click here and dollar metadata you can use, so complete metadata we can get it over here. See here, this is actually complete metadata. That was just the basic overview, and if you want to get the data about it, like about this service, what is the different fields, right? So for this et mat info matinary we are having, this is the key field. Then we are having the mtart mbrsh, right? So this is actually complete metadata. That was not the complete metadata. That was my bad. I missed to put this dollar metadata. Okay, sorry for that. So we are supposed to use this dollar metadata. Thank you for correcting me. It should be dollar metadata. So we got this data about the information about this service, complete information, right? Complete information. This is the metadata. In fact, now click on this entity set and I want to fetch the 10 records, right? So already we have put the 10 records over there, right? So 10 records means I want to fetch the data from the Mara table. That means I want to execute this particular service, okay, which we have just implemented. So how to debug? Like how to debug? Tell me how to debug. If you want to debug, so double click over here and you can put the external breakpoint. Okay, you can put the external breakpoint here. You can put the external breakpoint and now come here and execute, it will stop it over there basically. See here, it has stopped, right? And if you press F6, in the exporting parameter, you got the 10 records, and exactly all these 10 records you are going to see it over there. So press F8 and you can see that you are able to get the 10 records over here. So congratulate yourself, you know, good achievement. We are able to create our first service without much any problem. Simply we wrote it and the basic steps we followed. So if you know even this much also, whatever I have taught you, the rest, the soap, the basic idea like how to write a simple query and get the data, you will be having a confidence that you now got something in OData, right? You know something OData. You have some idea about the OData, right? So this is what I wanted to show you. There are so many things like, association, navigation, DPC expand, deep insert, framework expand, and all those things. I will take you through these slides so that you will be having the idea. But just tell me, like, did you learn something or not? Was I able to add some value, add some learning in your existing learning? Yes or no? Just type yes if you are able to learn something over here. Thank you for the confirmation. And here, this is the 10 records, right? So there are different kinds of query you can put it over here. See here, this is coming in XML, right? If you want to get it convert over here, you can simply put question mark format, you know, format format equals to JSON, and you will get the data into the JSON format. See here, now you will get the data into the JSON format. Why it didn't get format? Et mat info question mark dollar. Let's click on this and press F8, and this time you can see that it's coming. So you should have the correct query over here. If you don't remember, here also you can use the dollar format equals to JSON. Automatically it will format the query. So some of the option from here itself you will get, right? And many of the different options you will be coming, like how to filter, how to fetch the required field only. Let's suppose you have your entity set is having like 10 fields. You want to just display 3 fields only. So for that, what should be? If you want to display only top 5 records, or top 2 records, how you can do? So there can be different types of query string, that you have to practice, that you have to know. So here in the JSON, you can see that it's more readable. So this REST means this the OData approach of developing the service is based upon the REST, and that's why you are able to generate the XML and JSON. On the other hand, with the SOAP service, right, you will not be able to generate this JSON kind of so nicely. Like you can see that this is very fine. And see, like if you want to get a single record, if you want to just get a single record information, so for that purpose, again, you will have to implement the code. You will have to write the code so that it should give that only the single record information. And for that, you will have to use, this particular method. Here, just go back, and this get entity. So if you want to get just the single record, you'll have to see, for example, like if I this is actually uh, this is the URL to get the single record information. Like if I want to get the information about this material, what you can do, that you can paste it over here and press enter. But this time the service itself is not implemented, right? The method itself is not implemented. See, it's telling that internal server here because not implemented. This method should be implemented, right? So you'll have to write a select query where material equals to this, and then it will get back the data to you. Okay, this is also very simple, right? This is, you can try yourself also. Okay, or else if you are planning to get the OData course, maybe I will take you through my OData course. You will be having some idea, and in case like if you are interested, and if you enroll today, I will be giving you some two courses for free, like Adobe Form and ALE iDoc. For that, you don't have to pay anything. And in case you are planning to get this, these are the two courses you will be getting. I'll be giving some, discount also only for today. So only for today and for another next 1 hour, because it becomes difficult for me to manage. And let me take you through the PPT, the course PPT. So you will be having some idea what exactly I have covered. So you'll be having the different types of query string over here, right? So would you be interested to go ahead with this PPT, or else like, we can stop it over here? If you are interested to uh, know about these courses, this is what I wanted to share about this basic information. And if you are interested, I will go ahead with this, the course curriculum content and all. And then like if you want, you can go ahead, and I'll be giving you some bonus course as well. Okay. Yes, sure, Ravi. You can ask the question. Fine. Yeah, this will be online course. This will be a recorded course. There is no, uh, you know, uh, means there is no live class. But yes, when the next live class will come, I will include you. Or if you want, you can join for free. You don't have to pay. But I'm not sure when the next live class is going to come. I don't want to put you in dark. It may take 2 months also, 6 months also. It may take more than that also. It depends like, okay. So, but yes, recorded session is from the live class. You can, of course, go ahead and you can enroll, and you can get some extra courses also. And you will be having the inner circle. If you are not part of my inner circle community, like if you have some query, some question from your, you know, course or from some project, you can join my inner circle call, which happens on every Sunday evening, 8:30 p.m. Nowadays. Earlier it used to happen 4 p.m., but now I have changed the time. It's 8:30 p.m. There you can ask the question, like if you have some question from this OData or whatever the course you are taking from that, if you can ask the question, or if you are facing some issue from the project, that also you can discuss over there. I will not solve the issue for you for the project, but yes, you can discuss, and I will try with my level best to guide you over there. So taking you through this course content, so these are the services, like different string you will get it over there. Skip and top, how the count works, right? Different types of filter, how you can approach through different types of query string, different types of query, different types of filter, different types of filter. URI, I were talking about, I will discuss about the URI and URL, this is what I was talking about. So this also has been covered. Let me take you through this. You will understand the URL and URI concept here itself. See, whenever you have any complete query string, in that you have the URI, right? You can see that from here, uh, from here to here, this is known as what? URI. And what is URL? Uniform resource locator, means at which place your resource is located. So till here it's a URL basically. And uniform resource indicator, this is your URI. Okay. And this HTTP is your protocol, and this is your port number, right? And this is basically your query. So this is your URI, your URL, and you have URN, uniform resource name. So this is known as your entity set name, is known as the uniform resource name. So this is what you have over here. Now let's go ahead. And then the URI versus URL over here, you can see that URI, the difference between URI and URL. This is also discussed. Then association navigation. This is very important concept. You must know this concept, and for that I have taken the sales order header and sales order item example. Okay. Then in the class 7, you have different BAPI which I have used in the course. all the EPM related BAPI, because these BAPI are easy to use. Existing BAPI, actually you should have the data. Here SAP has given the test data for practice purpose. So in order to generate the data also easy, and you will be having the BAPI concept also, like how to use, how to get and all, right? So it's very good. Entity type, right? Then you can see that the different types of cardinality, association, DPC extension and all we have discussed in detail. Let me quickly take you through. In the class number 8, you will be having the, see here, the different types of uh, query string. Then again, we are talking about the framework expand, right? Association navigation. This is a little bigger chapter because there are so many things, right? This is a DPC expand. So all these are like, whenever you have the header and item, there are different ways to face the data: DPC expand or framework expand. So those actually I have discussed in more detail in the course. So like that, there are many things, maybe you can go through the course curriculum, that will be better, because here this is just the PPT, but you just see here, this is the things which we have also discussed about, like through the CDS, how you can generate the OData service, through the saddle framework, how you can generate the OData service. In this OData, you get the different options to generate the OData service. Means here, what I'm trying to tell, that let's go back. Yeah, here actually, see here, so you have this entity set, right? If you right click over here, let's go into the change mode, right click over here, uh yeah, right click, and you can see that you are getting the import property options. So you can import from, you can directly use the BAPI option also, under the service implementation. You can see this create, delete, gain. So each and everything, what's the use of this, right? You can use the CDS mapping also, right? So there are so many things to do it from here actually. So all these things, what's the use of this saddle framework and all, and these are discussed over there in the, see, this is the deep insert again, like if you want to create the header along with item, those things has been discussed. Function import, message handling, entity tag, excel x, see, uh, cross site forgery, right? Token we use for the purpose of just uh, means for the purpose of security, or for the purpose of avoiding the forgery, right? So these things has been the function import, you can see that. Then message handling, how you can handle the message, that is also one important. Exception handling, technical exception, concurrency control and entity tag, right? This also I have discussed. So this raw data is actually very much depth, I have covered it. You will be having also the batch call, saddle framework also we have discussed. Then the batch, see, OData using the CDS reference also you can generate. If you know the CDS, then how you can generate the OData survey, that is there. And then see the batch call. This is very important actually. In means this is one important, very important one, like how to call the batch call and all. It's an important one, all the different scenario, and this is covered. So the content ID and all, can go through this one. And this course is actually a very good course in order to learn the OData in depth, and it will help you a lot, like if you're willing to say this is the OData related performance, okay, in enroll. Okay, so I will take you through this course on the website, so that you will be getting the idea what I'm talking about basically. So you can go on to my website over here, www.saptechmedi.easy, and click on this courses, okay, and here search for the OData made easy package. Okay, so this package itself I'm going to give you. So in this package you will be having this OData made easy interview question, and you will be having the inner circle access as well. Okay. So